You have figured out the net worth of our Vice President, Kamala Harris. But before we reveal the big number, can you give us her backstory a bit for us?
Absolutely. So Kamala Harris was born in Oakland in 1964. Both of her parents were well-educated immigrants. They met at UC Berkeley. Her dad was an economics professor. Her mom was a breast cancer researcher. She was raised mostly by her mother. The pair divorced soon after they had their second daughter, Maya, who's Kamala's younger sister. And from there, Kamala Harris grew up in a, fairly working class, according to her, at least fairly working class family. She went to the historically black university, Howard University, for undergraduate. And she even interned in the senator's office while she was there, whose seat she would later fill.
And talk to us a little bit more about her law career and, more importantly, for us, how much she was making before she was elected to the Senate in 2016.
Of course. So she went to UC Hastings in San Francisco for law school, passed the bar on her second try, and then she became a prosecutor in the Bay Area. She worked in a couple different counties in the Bay Area while she was there. She ran for the district attorney of San Francisco in 2003. And she beat a two-term incumbent for that, and I have her salary here. She ended up making as much as $200,000 a year in that role, so a pretty well-paid public sector job. She won a second term there in 2007, and then became the Attorney General of California. She ran in 2010, won her election, and became AG in 2011. However, despite the fact that was coming with a little bit more prestige, actually came with less money. Her salary was down to $159,000 as the Attorney General of California.
And you've reported that the early 2010s shaped her finances because of hefty pensions, amongst other things. Can you expand on that for us?
So we talked about these 2+ decades that she already had before she was elected to the Senate in public sector positions. So we're looking at these very large pensions that she built up over that time. Those are worth, Forbes estimates, around $1 million today, her local government pension and her state government pension. And then the other thing that the early 2010s was really important for her is her mom passed away in the early 2010s. And it's not clear how much she inherited from her mom, but we do know that her and her sister ended up selling their mother's Oakland condo for about $700,000 in 2012. So we can assume that they made at least some money off of that.
And also during this time, she married her husband, Doug Emhoff. Can you talk about what he's bringing to this partnership financially?
Brought a lot more money, I can tell you that for sure. So Emhoff was an entertainment lawyer in the LA area at the time. Private sector law tends to bring in, be significantly more lucrative, I would say, than public sector law. So in addition to bringing more income to the partnership, he also brought larger retirement accounts. He had a pretty sizable investment portfolio, including some publicly traded stocks, which he had to offload and replace with some, index funds and other conflict avoidant investments once she became elected to the Senate.
So now let's talk about that time once she became elected to the Senate. What did her finances look like? What did her investments look like, as well as her savings?
So we'll start with her income. She got a salary bump from that attorney general position up to $174,000 a year as a senator. She had about $250,000 to $500,000 in a savings account at the time. These disclosures only require politicians to disclose ranges, so we don't know exactly how much she had. She also had a similar amount in retirement accounts. Plus, she had those two really big pensions. And then everything else on her disclosure at the time was Doug Emhoff and his large investment portfolio and retirement accounts. And then additionally, I should also note that soon after she was elected to the Senate, she and Emhoff bought a $1.8 million apartment in DC. So they kind of added that real estate to their portfolio as well.
So then let's fast forward 3 years. She announced she was running for president in 2019. How much did Forbes estimate she was worth then?
Yep, so we valued all the presidential candidates in 2019, 2020. In 2019, we put her net worth, which again includes Emhoff, at about $6 million. And then when she became vice president in 2021, we bumped that up to $7 million. So you're starting to see that pattern of her fortune start growing over previous valuations.